What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome back to the Hustlers Podcast. I go by the name of DJ INJEKT, and this is episode 2 of season 2. And today we have a special guest. Every guest is special, but today we got a special guest because she just started her own business just recently. Welcome in, Ale. What's up, Ale?
Hello. I am here. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me here. Well, let's get this started.
Introduce yourself, man. Where are you from?
So I'm from Fontana. I was raised in Fontana. I've lived there my whole life. My name's Alejandra. I go by Ale.
Okay.
And I started my Marisco business maybe like 5 weeks ago.
That's your hustle. You got an actual job, right?
Yes. I have a full-time job. I'm a HR manager. But COVID, everything, I was struggling. Like, there was a little struggle, and I wanted to
cut your hours?
Yeah. So hours were reduced.
So your side hustle, you just started it, how long ago?
I want to say 5 weeks.
5 weeks ago.
5 weeks.
So you have a little over a month.
Yeah.
And you already have a logo.
Yeah.
I see you got a shirt with the logo on it. That's dope. You started your own IG.
Yes.
And what you do is is it a delivery service or?
Well, we do offer some delivery. It just depends if I have somebody to deliver for me. For the most part, I'm a one-man team. So if I have somebody, they'll, come in on the weekends or delivery their Saturday or Sunday. But most of it's just pickup. So pickup in Fontana.
So it's called Amazing Mariscos.
Amazing Mariscos.
What made you come up with that name?
Well, honestly, I didn't know what name to come up with. I wanted something to kind of connect me or honor my dad, because Mariscos is something that me and him would share. It was our passion, but at the same time I wanted it to go with my personal Instagram, so people knew who Amazing who was behind the Mariscos.
Because your personal Instagram is Amazing Ale.
Amazing
right?
Ale.
Okay.
So I did think about maybe doing like Mariscos El Chachis, because that's what my dad would go by. But I just figured, you know what? I'm just going to be myself, be original, and just stick to the name that I already, I'm already known by on Instagram. So I did Amazing Mariscos. Obviously, the story behind it is, relates to my dad and our memories and the times that we spent together.
You guys had a special bond with Mariscos.
Yeah. So that's right. It was crazy because, when he was here, when he was with us, Mariscos was just like, oh, we're going to make ceviche. It was nothing special. It's after his passing that's kind of what brought peace to me. Like, I felt united when I would be making Mariscos. So when, when I saw, when COVID happened and my hours were cut, I was stressing. I was like, well, how am I going to bring in, the extra $200-$300 that are going to be reduced from my check? So when I started it, I was like, that's the only thing that I'm good at. I'm passionate about it.
So what made you think you were good at it? Like, will people tell you, compliment you all the time?
Yeah, well, I never said, my Mariscos are good. It's not me. Like, I never brag about, what I make.
Yeah.
But I would always make some for my friends, my family. Like, it was a Friday night thing. After work, I would make aguachiles and my friends would just come over and we would eat, drink. Saturday, same thing for friends and family. So, they would come over and eat it, so it's like they either just like my company,
yeah, either that,
or they
like your Mariscos.
They like the Mariscos.
So what made the Mariscos be your first option, or was it your first option? Did you want to do something else, or did you change your mind?
No, it was my first and only option, because honestly, like, I've thought about in the past, like, if I were to start a business, what can I make? And I can't think of anything that I'm passionate about.
What sparked that idea of starting your own business?
Honestly, I don't even know if I could answer that, because it was just, I didn't plan on it. Like, I was just, one night I was stressing out, trying to, make every penny, stretch. And I just posted on my Instagram, like, taking orders. And by the end of the night, I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, I have to, at least not on my personal Instagram, because it was out of hand.
Really? So
maybe I think the next day, I actually made the Instagram for Amazing Mariscos. And since then it took off. My first weekend, it was crazy.
Was it? So this was 5 weeks ago, right?
This was 5 weeks ago.
Okay, this was before the Instagram, or you made the Instagram?
I had already made it. So I made the Instagram 5 weeks ago, the day after I posted like, oh, taking orders.
Okay.
And some people, responded and they were like, oh, LOL. Like they thought I was playing.
They thought it was a joke.
Yeah. And I was just like, no, for real, place your orders. And they didn't. Yeah. They didn't. But then when the weekend came and they saw like, oh shit, like she really is selling mariscos. They were like, hey, so can I get some?
How'd you feel about that? How'd you feel about people not... Did you feel like some people might have not believed in you?
I did. And I think that's probably what held me back. Because my friends would tell me, you should sell mariscos. And I would always say, well, for what? Who's going to buy mariscos from me? Like, who's going to buy my aguachiles? Because
I would think it's kind of dangerous, right? Because mariscos is a dangerous food to handle.
It is. It's very... It's delicate.
Yeah.
Like it's seafood. You have to keep it at a certain temperature.
Do you... When you prepare these meals... or the trays, you do them by trays, right?
I do individual orders. Now I'm doing trays. I do large party trays now también, because that's what customers ask for. Okay. But I do all sizes, either individual or trays.
Do you have to be under a certain like time frame to in where they're gonna pick it up and then you're making it? You know what I mean? Because mariscos can't be out too long, right?
Yes, and I think that's something that I'm still working on. Even I've been 5 weeks later, and I'm still trying to get the hang of it. Because I ask, my customers, what time do you want to pick it up? And I work around that time. So if they're picking it up at noon, I try to make it, at 11:30. And
fresh. Yes.
So I make it, before they pick it up. I don't like making a big batch of ceviche and just, refilling the charolas or the trays. That's not me. I wouldn't eat it like that. I wouldn't make it for myself. So I'm not going to put something out there that I wouldn't, eat myself.
This has to be your way.
So I'm still working on time management, but I think it just comes with it. If you want to have everything fresh, I hope my customers understand that, sometimes it takes a little bit longer than expected because it's freshness. You're eating fresh mariscos.
Do you get the ingredients at a certain place? Or do you like to get it in like a big bunch?
Yes. So with my shrimp, I do get all my mariscos, so shrimp, gallo de hacha, pulpo. I get that from a connect that I found, Carnes and Luis Carnes y Mariscos.
Where at?
He is in Muscoy.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so he's local too. I found him, through Instagram. I actually think my brother forwarded his page to me. And at first the first weekend I went and I bought 20 pounds. Thinking, I'm all big and bad.
Yeah, 20 pounds.
Let me get 20 pounds. But I ran out of shrimp that first weekend. The first day I was calling my mom, Mom, bring me some more shrimp. I don't have nothing.
It was that bad.
20, now that 20 pounds, no, it's not that. It's nothing.
Yeah. Now do you get help? Do you have help still, or do you just,
now I do.
Own? Okay.
So the first couple weekends it was so stressful because it was more than I could handle, and I didn't think it was going to be that much.
Because you can't get ready. You can't get them ready during the week.
No.
You have to do it on the day of.
Yes. And let me tell you, the first 2 weekends, I want to say, I literally stopped. I was making mariscos and I would stop what I was doing. And I would just cry. I was having a breakdown because I was struggling. It's a struggle. And that has taught me a lot. It's taught me, just patience. I have to be patient, and it's something that I enjoy. So I have to find a way. But more than anything, it reminded me of my dad, because my dad owned a business himself. Mm-hmm. My dad was a hustler. He had a carpet cleaning auto detail. And, growing up, we hated helping him with carpets, cleaning carpets. So he would invite us, well, not invite us, but he would ask us to go help him.
Go help.
Yeah. And we would be like, no, we don't want to. So the first 2 weekends while I'm making mariscos, I'm just fuck, this is what he went through. He would have so much work and nobody to help him. It's you're drowning in a cup of water and you're just, you're trying to get out, and you have all these orders and customers are like, oh, I'm 10 minutes away. So that was the first 2 weekends.
How did you feel with all that pressure on you? Because there's one thing to have a good plate, know how to cook, or you know what I mean, just make any of that. But there's another thing in actually making it consistently the same way and good. I wasn't used to that because I would make it, small portions for me, for my family, and it probably didn't taste the same every time, but it was still good. Yeah.
So it's definitely something that I still need to get used to. because I mean the portions are a lot bigger, and yeah, the ingredients, like it has to be the same ingredients, it has to be the same taste. Because if a customer, if you ordered this weekend and you come back next and it's different, you're like, hey, what happened? Like these aren't the same, you know, aguachiles from last time.
Exactly, it tastes different.
Yeah.
Is there a particular aguachiles, like a style that you use?
I only make aguachiles verdes. That's, you know, that's what I make. I know there's like aguachiles rojos, there's negros. Me personally, I've always, you know, made verdes. Growing up with my dad, you know, that's all we made. I'm open to, you know, trying to make other ones, but as of now, I think I want to stick to verdes because that's my thing. To me, like that's original. To me, that's original for me. About. Yes,
that's how you started with that. So
yeah. So I plan on sticking to verdes at least for now.
You plan on adding anything else to the menu, or what does the menu consist of right now?
Right now, I have ceviche de camarón, ceviche de pescado, ceviche mixto, and aguachiles. I recently added oysters, so that's something I didn't have before. So now I have oysters regulares. I have ostiones preparados. So I put aguachile or ceviche on top. I am working on other items. I want to add a cocktail to the menu, but I don't want to bring it out until I have, you know, a recipe down that's going to be consistent, that I like.
Is there already one that you have in mind that you already do?
I'm not a cocktail person, but I did make one, I want to say last week, and it was good. My family liked it. But I don't know if that's something that I would, you know, put on the menu and sell, you know, as a actual plate right now. But I want to, you know, I have to practice. And that's the thing. It's hard to find the time to make all these plates. Yeah. Because I have to manage, you know, my whole Marisco hustle and my day job.
Yeah. And your day job now picked up because of COVID. Is kind of like
so now it's like the hours being cut where it's only like for 2 weeks. And now I'm like, I was stressing over a pay cut, you know, that only lasted 2 weeks. But now I have a whole business going. Now you got a whole another thing to stress about. Yes. And I mean, my job, it's a full-time job. Like even when I'm off the clock, you know, I'm still getting calls, I'm getting texts. So it's been a handful to manage. I'm sure I'll be fine, but it's definitely, you know, getting used to.
It's better for you to have people in business than not have it at all. Like try something and not happening. Yeah. Like you boomed. Like you went from, you say you only had your Instagram for 5 weeks, right? Yeah. You already have 600 followers?
600, I think, getting to 700.
Do you have a certain technique that you do? Do you follow certain people?
No, I mean, I don't. I think some of my followers, the first ones, couple followers were all my friends. So it was people who had already tried my mariscos. And like I said, this was like before, like it was me. Like I would come home from work on Friday, make, big old charola of aguachiles and have people over. So, people who had tried it in the past started following me. And I guess just, people trying it from somebody else who ordered. Because I have customers who come in and order. And they're like, oh, man, your ceviche was, it was bomb. And I was like, well, when did you try it? You've never ordered. Like, how'd you get a hold of my ceviche? I'm like, oh, no, I tried it from so-and-so that ordered. Oh, okay. So it's, people who try it from others.
So it was word of mouth.
Word of mouth. Yeah.
That's helping you out a lot. Because you already have a certain, good amount of followers on your regular page. So did that, translate to your business page?
Somewhat, but not all. I mean, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just me overthinking it, but there's still, those followers are like, why aren't you following me? Like, you're my friend. You talk to me on a regular basis, but you're not following my business page. But see,
that's the thing. You can't take it personal.
I know.
You can't take any of that
personal.
And
I'm working on it. Trust me, because it's easy to be like, well, to take stuff personal, but I have to learn to.
Yeah, you can't take any of this personal because in fact, it's just an app. First and foremost, and you don't know if the people might have just forgot or. They just don't want to see mariscos on their timeline. They don't see there's any advantage in that, and that's okay. Some people just don't want to have all that stuff on there.
And some people maybe don't even like mariscos. So exactly. I get it. At first it was a struggle. I'll be like, "What? Really? You ain't gonna follow me?" Yeah.
No, I feel you, but I mean, like I said, you can't take none of that personally. Do you take any advice from anybody else? Like, do you know anyone in your same situation that's already either established something or starting it with you?
No, I mean, when I started, I didn't really know, any like business people like that. The advice that I've gotten have been like from my family, my brother, my sisters. They're the ones who have, told me, hey, like you should try this, you should try that. They're the ones who have pushed me and, gave me advice. I did though, now, well, since I started doing it, there was a friend who, I've known her for a while, for years, and she actually started her baking business right around the time that I did. I told her, like, if you like what you do, just go for it. So now I think that's somebody who I kind of, go back and forth with. Like both of us, we kind of lean on each other, she'll go out, she'll be like, hey, I found this place. They have, good stuff in bulk. So we kind of, feed off of each other. So I think I'm starting to meet people now, but I can't say that I knew these people before.
Oh, okay. So do you guys, that leads me to another thing. Have you had any other people reach out to you that they're like, hey, do you want to collab and do something? Because I know you're doing community work too, correct?
Yes. So that is also something that I started. It's a, I want to call it like a community movement. So the first month that I was selling, I made more than what I make at my day job. So I was like, well, you know what, like this is good. And it's emotional at the same time to see, all these people, ordering from me. Like a lot of them don't even know me. So I figured, you know what, I started this. I was, I thought I was going to be struggling, which is why, I started everything. So I did start a community movement. And I honestly thought, you know what, I'm going to do $100 and pick a family, who's probably going through a hard time, and give them a blessing. So whether it's groceries, a gift card, $100 worth.
Yeah.
And I did post up, if any other small businesses want to, collab, cooperate, whatever it is, donate, feel free to DM. And I just today, actually, I was talking to a owner of a barbershop. So they want to join that. And okay. They're also in Fontana. So I think that's going to bring in not only customers, but it's going to be able to multiply what we do for the community. Mm-hmm. So, my first month alone with the community movement, I was able to give 3 families, $100 gift cards.
That's amazing. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's
and I
really
thought, dope. It was just going to be 1. So I was able to do 3. And that's with, anonymous donations. There's people who said, I'm going to give you this much. I don't want people to know that it's for me. Just, use it for the blessing. Mm-hmm. So I see it going somewhere. I don't know where, but I see the whole community movement going somewhere. And, I'm happy that I can help, because what I say is, if I'm being blessed, everybody's being blessed.
It's amazing that you're even thinking like that, because you're, as business wise, you're so young still. You only have 5 weeks doing this, and you're already thinking about how you're giving to the same community that you live in, which is dope, because it shows a lot about your character and what you really do it for. You know what I mean? You could easily be doing some other stuff.
No, yeah, and I could, I don't know, but that's just something, I just thought, I don't want it to be just a business. Like, oh, just give me your money, I'll make your mariscos. I want it to be more than that. And if, I'm getting the orders in, I'm getting the money, and I could, help others, then why not?
When you say you wanted it to be more than a business, right? I saw that you went right away and went to the logo.
Yeah.
What made you decide to just go all the way? Because I know some people could be, let's take for an example, a barber. I could be like, hey, I want to be a barber. But I don't think about doing my logo. I just think about cutting hair. You know what I mean? You could have easily been like, you know what? Just hit me up. Here's my number. Here's Mariscos, a picture. Put some font over it. That could have been it. But you went above and beyond and made yourself a logo. Why did you decide to go that route?
Honestly, I'm telling you, like, it happened so fast. I wasn't really thinking anything through. I was just like, oh, you know what? Like, just let me get a logo. So
it'd be dope to get a logo.
Like, it would look nice. I didn't know what I wanted, but I knew I wanted something different, because I've seen a lot and most of them are similar, So I was like, I wanted to represent myself. Like, first of all, like, I'm a female. It's not, the typical, viejon that you see doing mariscos, because people hit me up all the time. They'll be like, oiga viejon, like, or, bro. And I'm just like, dude, I'm a female.
You know what? Ask somebody.
So I told my brother-in-law, he's the one who made it for me.
Okay.
He's a decals actually. And I told him, like, I want a logo, but I want it to be a feminine logo. Like, throw some lashes on it, add a crown. And he put it together, and it was exactly what I had in mind. I didn't even think it was a thing. Like, how are you gonna add lashes on a camaron?
You can add any
but
Photoshop,
he did it.
man. You could do everything.
He went above and beyond. So that's the whole logo. And then with the shirts, I was just like, you know what? Like, I'm telling you, like, it was just like one thing after another. It wasn't planned. I don't even know where this is going, honestly.
That leads up to this question. I was gonna ask you, how far do you see yourself going with this?
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I honestly, right now, I'm just like, I have no idea where it's going. Because,
would you be interested in making like a food truck?
It's been a topic of conversation. I've definitely, thought about that. But it's like, I wouldn't even know where to start. Like, right now, I'm making, mariscos out of my kitchen. Like,
well, you can make them out of a food truck.
I would.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you didn't know where to start when you started this, and look, you're already so far.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're that type of person that you just luck out when you're just trying stuff, why not jump on it? I mean, I don't know. Would you consider opening your own restaurant?
I mean, if I'm blessed with, the work and, the opportunity, why not? It scares me. I'm not going to lie. It does scare me because I know it's a lot of responsibility. But I definitely, I want to expand. I don't want to rush into anything. But definitely, I mean, God willing, I do plan, hopefully I could expand. Because it's a struggle cooking out of a little kitchen. I mean, I'm making tons and tons of orders, and I'm limited to the space. Like, you walk into my house and half of my living room is storage. I have my containers. Well,
you live in an apartment, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just me. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. You walk in, it's like, okay, so do you live here? Is this like your storage for your restaurant? But you know what? Like, I think a lot of places started like that. You start from the bottom. You start little. You start in your kitchen. And you don't need to start off in a big restaurant. You don't have to start off with a food truck. If, people like your stuff and you have a passion for it, it'll speak for itself, and, you'll grow. It'll grow on its own. Do
you, I know you said, if you have the help, you do deliver. Are you considering making a delivery full time, like always, or is it just going to stick to pickup? Well,
I would like to do full-time delivery if I had, a set, delivery driver también. So right now, if my brother-in-law if he doesn't have plans, he'll, I'll deliver for you this weekend. I'm still trying to figure out the whole delivery process. Like, how do I make all the orders at once? Do they take them and just deliver them? Because what I'm doing now, I'm just like, okay, I have, 2 in San Bernardino. I'll do those orders, come back for the Fontana orders. And then they take the Fontana, come back for the Ontario orders. And it's the same thing. I don't like making stuff, too ahead of time. I want it to be fresh, but it's like, is that gonna slow me down? So I need to get
it's either you sacrifice one thing for another, you know what I mean? So either you do make a lot, and then you just always have it available for people to pick up and they get it faster, or they wait and it's fresh.
But then it's like, what if I make it like it don't sell? Because I've had people tell me, like, just make a big batch, like just make a lot,
and it all doesn't sell out.
Yeah, and just fill it up. And that's like, no, because that's not how I would do it for myself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either you're gonna have to expand and get a lot more help for them to be doing it 24/7, or I don't even know, to be honest with you, because you know what, I've never really worked any type of job like that, like a food job or anything, and I could understand, only because I am a picky eater myself. You probably have picky customers too. You know what I mean? So it's hard to please everyone, especially because, again, you said, like, with the time management. Like, I thought you're super punctual. You said you were gonna come here at this time, and you came like 5 minutes earlier. So I'm thinking you're punctual all the time. But yeah, there's those people that don't really have that patience, to be like, oh man, I gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, they want everything fast.
And that's the thing. Like, I hope they understand. It takes a little bit longer because it's fresh. And I can tell you that from my customers who have ordered, they're picky eaters, and they tell me themselves, like, I'm picky and your mariscos were good. And that's the thing with mariscos. Like, me personally, I wouldn't just buy mariscos off of anybody, because I feel like it's just one of those foods, like, so it's comida delicada, like it's a delicate food, and it all depends how they prep it. Some people don't devein it. Me, like, I won't sell anything that's not deveined. Okay. And it takes time. It's
what is deveined?
So it's pretty much opening the top of the shrimp and taking out, it's like a vein. They say it's caquita. It's a sandy
that's what
texture.
I always thought it was. Yeah.
Caquita.
I thought it was shrimp boo-boo. I was like, oh, that's gross. But, I mean, I still ate it, though, But
you can taste it. Like, if it's not clean, you taste, like, that sandy, you have sand in your mouth. It's that sandy flavor. So that definitely takes most of my time, the peeling and the deveining, because I want to make sure, my customers get clean shrimp. Yeah.
Do you get help at least with that?
Yes. So I want to say for 2 weeks now, I've had 2 of my cousins coming and helping me. So they help me chop everything up. So all the vegetables, pepino or cucumber, tomato, onion, they help me chop it up. I still put everything together myself, because, I mean, it's, that's my thing. With the shrimp, I have had my mom come and she helps me peel it. But I am very picky on deveining it. I'm picky on cutting it. I'm very picky on how my vegetables are cut. So it's been a struggle.
So that makes it even a longer process, right? Because you have to have it a certain way.
And even with my, with my cousins helping me, they're like, well, you're telling me to do this and I do it this way. And I'm like, yeah, I know, but it has to be like that's too big. And they're like, no, it's too small. Like, come on, get it right.
You being a supervisor at your regular job, has it helped you do this?
I want to say it has, but it's just, I mean, it's completely different, because at work, I'm dealing with, employees, and it's a medical field. So it's different, but it has helped me. Yeah.
The leadership skills.
Yeah. And I'm still working on it, because I have a strong, character. So
define strong. Like, what is that?
Like
you have to have it your way, or that's
yes.
it. That would suck working for you.
Yeah.
I was about to say, what's up? You need a driver, but nah, man, I'm good.
And but honestly, like, it's just one of those things that we take after our dad, because he was the same way. And I think back, and I'm just like, and my sister tells me, my little sister, she's like, if you're like dad with your employees, nobody's gonna want to work with you, because we could be very anal about stuff. And I have to stop and think, like, you know what? She's right. Like,
that stuff that you could be like tough on, is it stuff that really matters? Or like, can the consumer, can the person that's eating that or buying that, can he tell, like, hey, she paid attention to detail? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they're probably not going to be like, hey, you know what? The cucumber was smaller this time than last time.
Yeah.
But it's just me. And I think because in the kitchen, I've always been by myself in the kitchen. Like, I do everything from start to finish. So now having help, I'm just like, well, what do I give them to help, Yeah. I'm, I guess, independent in the kitchen.
Nah, but that's a good thing, though, because I mean, this food is representing you and the brand. So now you got to think deep into it, because you can't just put bullshit out there, because people, if they buy it, as fast as you caught fire with everybody like following you and trying it out and liking it, it could all be gone by just giving somebody bad shrimp and them getting sick. And then you're like, that's one of my stories. Deal. I got sick off of shrimp. I love shrimp. Like, love shrimp. And I got sick one time off of this restaurant over here, Espinosa's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I looked at it. I'm like, bro, that doesn't look right. And I ate it, and I was cool. And then the next day, not even the next day. I want to say, it was the next day. I got ronchas.
Really?
Everywhere in my body. And I was crazy. I was like, bro, and I was dreading being allergic to that. Because I was like, bro, that's shrimp, Yeah. But I know once you get older, you start getting allergic to stuff. But no, I guess it was just bad shrimp. I'm good. I can eat shrimp still, but that was bad shrimp. So are you afraid of that, like, too? Does that ever concern you?
I am. Because, like I said, shrimp alone, seafood, it's dangerous. Like, if you eat it, if it's bad, as it is, it's raw. Like, and if you go anywhere and they sell raw, seafood, they tell you, like, that there's some dangers in eating raw seafood. So that alone, like, I'm, making raw camarones and aguachiles. So I do think about that, and I do get, a little scared. I just, hope that I know the person that I'm getting it from gives me quality shrimp. And for that reason, I know that that's somebody that I would stick to, because he distributes to a lot of the local, marisco businesses around here. So I know I'm safe on that part. And I just hope, that nothing ever happens. And I take my extra precautions. I check everything. If something doesn't look right, I won't use it.
With the whole COVID thing happening, I know that it's affected a lot of businesses. I know you said it affected your regular job in a bad way where you didn't have many hours. Did you think that it helped your business out boom the way it did because everyone was home?
Yes.
So you think that played a major role in it?
I think so. Because now that, everything's opening up, people don't want to stay home now. Now they want to go out and eat. So even now, there's not much open, but I am thinking like, shit, like what's going to happen? What if they open up all these restaurants? Nobody's going to want Amazing Mariscos,
I'm sure they still will. They still, especially with the pool that you have right now, and then they're good. They're not bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the volume might not be there, especially if you're not willing to deliver. You know what I mean?
So you think like delivery is a big thing?
I think delivery will be your number one thing, to be honest with you. Only because not everybody's down to go drive to Fontana to an apartment and pick something up off of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you were to deliver it, that'd be better. But because of the circumstances of what you're cooking and making, it's going to make it super difficult.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it not too difficult, but
I just have to find a way to do it. Like I need to get down to technique, or it's trial and error, honestly. Like everything right now has been trial and error. Like from the containers that I use.
Yeah, no, yeah. So what's up with that? Did you get like bad containers?
So, I started off with, the styrofoam to go containers. They're like 8x8 or 8x3.5 or something.
The ones that you see everywhere, every restaurant. Okay.
For my aguachiles. And, they would spill. I would still put them in a separate bag, but the aguachiles, the juice would still spill. So I wanted something that looked nicer. I went and I spent more. They were more expensive on the clear ones, clear to-go containers. But even at that, I had a customer. She's like, dude, the container broke. Like the bottom of it cracked. Damn. And I was just like, are you serious? And I asked my cousin, just last week, and I used them. So it was my first time, and I asked them like, hey, how was your container? I'm trying something new. Like, give me your feedback. And most of them were like, oh, it spilled a little bit, but it's no big deal. Your mariscos are still good, But there was that one customer where, the container broke, and I'm just like, oh man, like I know me, if I'm hungry and I get food delivered and I open it and it's, my container's broken, I would be pissed.
Boy, yeah.
That's just me.
Yeah, no, but because you think that way, like, hey, how would I feel? Now you're considering them, and now you're spending more money. I hope you didn't buy too many containers to where if they didn't work, you guys stuck with all. Oh my god.
I'm sure I could use it for something else. Maybe something that doesn't have the, the juice.
Yeah. But still, you bought a lot.
I did buy a lot.
How many is a lot?
Well, I only bought like 400. And I used maybe like 50, and I'm just like, yeah, it's not gonna work out. Damn. But I'll find a use for it.
No, I'm sure.
And I
use it for everything.
The presentation was nicer, so I thought, you know what, this is a good presentation. The aguachiles are gonna look nicer. But there's no good in that if
if they're spilled everywhere. Yeah, that's for sure.
They're gonna end up with aguachiles in a bag.
No, but you know what? You're sticking to the right track. You're doing it right. You chose the right path. I feel like you have mad potential. I think maybe you will have to either push with a delivery thing, but everything else, even to the detail what you're saying, like I was, when I first ordered, I've ordered from you. I ordered from you maybe like the first week or something like that. I ordered from you and I liked it, and I was concerned with the dumbest things, like, oh man, am I gonna have crackers? Does it even come with that? Because I like mine with crackers, And I was like, man, it's gonna come with like servilletas. I don't know why I even thought of that, but I did, and it came with all that. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, that's tight. That's dope. I liked it because it just shows the detail that you probably already thought ahead, like, what is he going to need to eat all this? I mean, and not a lot of people are like that. I go to In-N-Out and I order, they know damn well I like everybody likes ketchup with their fries, and yet some of them don't even put no ketchup in it. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid to me.
Well, McDonald's can't even get your order right, so.
See, that's what I'm saying. So you pay attention to detail. Has it been difficult to manage the orders? Because you're kind of like a dispatch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So so you're dispatching, you're taking in orders, you're making the orders, and you're making sure that the customer's getting the orders, and that's just all you.
Yeah.
And you when you get help, which you say you don't get much help to deliver, you get kind of helped out, but not too much.
Yeah. So still, even with delivery, like when I get help, delivering the orders, I have to make sure everything is in a bag labeled, like, hey, this is gonna go to this house. I have to make sure everything is in there. And you're right, napkins, spoon, fork. Now I add little packets of tapatio. I add salt. You never know if they need it. But yeah, it's dispatching, and it's making sure that everything is in there for the customer. And it's a lot of work. Let me tell you.
But I mean, the outcome has been good, right?
Yeah.
You've been getting good money, and then exactly what you started it for, that's what you're getting out of. And all that you're putting in, you're gonna get out of it. Trust me, believe me. Do you have any type of advice for anyone thinking about doing anything, either when it comes to this, baking, anything like
just
that?
Just any business, any side hustle, just do it. Just go for it. Like, don't overthink it, because I mean, I think we are the ones who stop ourselves. Like, we're our greatest critiques. And if I would have, sat there and contemplated, I probably would have never done it. So if you're good at something and you have a passion for it, just do it. And if you're really passionate about it, it's going to show in whatever you're baking, cooking, selling, creating, whatever your craft is, it's going to show, and it's going to speak for itself. Like, you're not going to have to do much besides, just post it so people, know you're there. They'll purchase, and they'll come back.
Where can they find and place their orders at?
For Amazing Mariscos?
Yes.
So they could follow Amazing Mariscos on Instagram and just DM me your order. Right now I'm doing just DMs. I will be putting my number on there, but it's easier to keep it in one location. So just DM your orders.
Okay,
to
cool.
Amazing Mariscos.
So it's at Amazing Mariscos?
At Amazing Mariscos.
Cool.
Yes.
Instagram, man. Give her a follow. Check her out. Her food is amazing. I want to thank you for being here with me today.
Thank you for having me.
This was episode 2 of season 2 of the Hustlers Podcast. Keep hustling, y'all. I'll see you guys next time. Late.